ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। In this Nanyadanyat Prakarana, we have seen that Jiva has to be essentially same as Brahma, and therefore Jiva need not become Brahman through some process, through some karma. This has been explained. And in Vedas, if a jiva has done any upasana for devata pada prapti, to become Indra, Agni or Yama, Varuna, etc., then all those things, they only explain some change in the status of jiva. That as jiva, I do sadhana, upasana, and as jiva, I shall attain something, some other status. Just like in this world, some regular person becomes employee in a company, then they will become manager, director, vice president, president. Then in the country also they can become minister, chief minister, prime minister, etc. But there is no change in their essential nature, their fundamental identity. Whereas the avidya, because of which I think I am jiva, is not eliminated in those upasanas. In jnanam, this very notion that I am a jiva is eliminated. And therefore, really speaking, I am Brahma to begin with. Having studied so many texts in Vedanta, having listened to the Mahavakya Tattvamasi, having thought over the fact that I cannot be a jiva, then my chintanam should be that I am already Brahman. It should not be that one day I will become Brahman. This is what Bhagavan Shankaracharya ji is highlighting here. And he says that Atma is ever pure. When we say he says, means Upanishads reveal that Atma is ever pure, Nitya Shuddha, which we also saw in Ishavasya Mantra, that Atma is Akayam Avranam Asnaviragam Shuddham Apapa Viddham. So it is Shuddha, ever pure and unaffected by the merits or sins. Now, the upasanas, etc., if they are mentioned in the Vedas, they are mentioned with the notion that we have entertained that I am a finite being. Because I am a finite being, therefore I am impure. And therefore, I was asked that you have to do purification process. But really speaking, Atma is ever pure. So it is the conditionings which make me think that I am impure. That is what is said in the next shloka now. In next shloka, there is one correction. The first word, it looks like it says Swami Vaikarasa. Swami Vaikarasa. But really speaking, it is Khami Vaikarasa. It's not Swa, it is Kha. That Ra and Va are connected, but not with the dash in the middle, but they should be connected from the bottom. So it is Khami Vaika. Khami Vaikarasa Gnapti Ravi Bhakta Jaramala Chakshuradyupadhanat Sa Viparita Vibhavyate. Khami Vaikarasa Gnaptihi. Gnaptihi, Jnanam. Jnanam here means Brahma. Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. Atma. Atma is Gnapti. Gnapti Swarupa. It is avibhakta. There is no division. Vibhakti means there are no manynesses in Atma. There is no plurality. Manynesses, instead, just say there are no plurality in Atma. Nehananasti kinchana. It is ajara. Gnapti is feminine, so it is said it is avibhakta ajara. There is no aging. Means it is not within time. And amala. This Gnapti is ever pure. So my thinking should be, I am Jnana Swarupa. I am one alone without the second. There are no manynesses. There is only seeming manyness. Then I am not in time. Time is in me. In the same way, I am not in space. I am not located in a particular desha, space. Space appears in me. And amala, Gnaptihi amala. So Atma is ever pure, Shuddha, Sada Shuddha. How? Kham iva, like space. Akasha. So there are a lot of similarities between Akasha and Atma. We have seen that in so many earlier chapters in this text itself and elsewhere also. So kham iva ekarasa Gnaptihi. This Gnapti is ekarasa. Sada samam. Samarasam. In Sarva Vedanta Siddhanta Sara Sangraha, there is one shloka that Bhagavan Shankaracharya ji has written. He says, Antapragnyatvadi vikalpai rasprishtam yat tadrishi matram satta matram samarasamekam Shuddham buddham tattvamasi tvam. Antapragnyatvadi vikalpaihi asprishtam. Antapragnya, bahishpragnya, ubhayata pragnya, pragnana ghana, apragnya, pragnya, all these are not there in the drashta, sakshi, drishimatra, chinmatra. And satta matram samarasamekam. And this Atma Tattva is satta matra, samarasa. So that which is always the same. Shuddham buddham tattvamasitvam. He says, this Shuddha Buddha Tattva Brahma Tvamasi, that you are. And at other place in Sarva Vedanta Siddhanta Sara Sangraha, he says, Yad Brahma Tattvamasi Kevala Bodhamatram. Multiple shlokas, many shlokas are there where he says, Yad Brahma Tattvamasi Kevala Bodhamatra. You are Bodhamatra. Tattvamasi, that you are. So in this way, samarasam, here what is said, that Atma Tattva is like space ekarasa, kham iva ekarasa, avibhakta, ajara, amala, nyaptihi. Then somebody says that I never feel like that. You are saying I am ekarasa. I am constantly changing, I feel. And avibhakta, I think there is so much plurality, manyness here. And ajara, I think I am aging every day. And I am also so much afraid of this corona. This coronavirus. Somebody, instead of corona, they said it is karuna, which has no karuna, no compassion. So this, I am afraid of old age and death, and I see so many impurities in me. So second line says, chakshuradi upadhanat sa jnaptihi, chakshuradi upadhanat. Upadhanam here means upadhi, in whose proximity the jnaptihi viparita vibhavyate. Jnapti, Atma, as though is understood as otherwise. Viparita, opposite. Opposite means ekarasa is understood as anekarasa. Avibhakta is understood as vibhakta. Bhagavan says in Gita, avibhaktam cha bhuteshu vibhaktamiva cha sthitam. It is avibhaktam bhuteshu, but vibhaktam iva. It is only as though, but this is how we think. And ajara becomes sajara. Amala becomes mala or samala. That which is without impurity, I think there is lot of impurity. That which is beyond old age, etc., I think there is old age. So in Brahadaranyaka, this Sava Esha Mahanaja Atma Ajaraha Amaraha Amritaha Abhayaha ityadi is explained. So Viparita Vibhavyate. And this is because of Chakshuradi Upadhanat. Chakshu etc. means eyes etc., the sense organs, then physical body, antakarana, prana, so gross body, subtle body, all of them put together, they become the upadhi of Atma. And because of this upadhi, I think of myself as different. And really, see here, example is given only as Chakshuradi. Really speaking, what is Atma's Upadhi? Atma's Upadhi is entire Brahmand. Kshetram is the Upadhi for Kshetrajna. What is Kshetram? In 13th chapter, Bhagavan has explained, Kshetram is महाभूतान्य अहंकार बुद्धिरव्यक्तमेव च. महाभूतानि अहंकार बुद्धि अव्यक्तमेव च. इंद्रियाणि दशैकं च. 10 sense organs means organs of action and perception, 5 each. पंचच इंद्रिय गोचराः. Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha, 5, the Vishayas of the Indriyas. Ichha, Dvesha, Sukham, Dukkham, Sanghatas, Chetana, Dhritihi. All these put together is Kshetram. This entire Kshetra conditions Kshetrajna. Because Atma is all pervading. It is not that in one body Atma is there and there is Upadhi. Whole Brahmand becomes Upadhi. That's why Bhagavan said, Yavat sanjayate kinchit sattvam sthavar jangamam kshetra kshetrajna sanyogat tadvidhi bharatarasabha. Whatever is experienced in this creation as is, asti, whether moving or non-moving, sthavar or jangama, it is only because of kshetra kshetrajna sanyoga, the union or coming together of kshetra, the field, and the kshetrajna, the atma, the knower. Then the question is, how can they come together? So it is said their coming together is not sanyoga sambandha. Their coming together is not like a pot and a rope come together. And their coming together is not like the thread and a cloth comes together in samavaya sambandha. So it is not like pot and a rope coming together, sanyoga sambandha. It is not. It is not like samavaya sambandha, the coming together of thread and a cloth. Then what is that sambandha? That sambandha is called adhyasa, between kshetra and kshetrajna, atma and anatma. And this adhyasa is where we mistake one for the other. How? For example, simple example is where a crystal is there, sphatika, and next to it, if there is a japa kusuma flower, red colored flower or pink color flower, then as though that flower throws its attributes on the crystal. In the same way, anatma as though gives different nature to atma. But this example takes it for granted that there are two entities. And even when color of one or attribute of one, anatma, is seen on atma, the two distinct entities are still recognized. That crystal is different, flower is different. So this is one type of example. The second classical example in Vedanta is the iron ball and fire. So when iron ball and fire come in contact with each other, there also iron ball becomes upadhi for fire, and fire will become upadhi for iron ball. And there, the two are not seen distinctly. They transfer each other's attribute to each other, and they are not recognized differently. They appear as one. They appear as red hot fireball. So the red hot comes from fire, and ball, heavy, is the attribute of iron. So it is red hot heavy fireball. This is another example for superimposition, mutual superimposition, adhyasa. Third example is the snake and rope, which is still subtler. In the example of crystal and colored flower, they are two distinct objects, they are seen too distinctly. In iron and fireball, they are two distinct objects, but they are not seen too distinctly. In snake and rope example, there is one real and another is unreal. Only rope is real. In the previous two examples, both things were real in the sense they had transactional reality. But here, both of them are not having the transactional reality also. Only one is real, rope. And second is illusory, and yet it gets reality, and rope is not experienced. So of the two, one is real, another is unreal, and unreal is experienced as real. This is the subtlety of this example, third level of superimposition. And the fourth level is where our superimposition happens, which is what is pointed out in this example, this shloka, is where Atma is real and Anatma is unreal, like rope and snake. But the superimposition is not in idam at an objective level, but the superimposition is at the subjective level. Means I don't have confusion about something of the world, I have confusion about myself. And when that confusion is about ourselves, problem is very serious. So, different levels of superimposition, whether it is crystal and colored flower, or iron ball and fire, or rope and snake, and Atma and Anatma, the subtlety changes, and the variety is there in these examples to show how difficult it is to recognize this problem. But once we do, then there is no problem. So the whole idea is that we should focus on why there is the persistence of ignorance in spite of my studying Vedanta. It is only because I am not able to think in this subtle way, and I can't pay attention to aham, where the problem lies. I may be very good in explaining the problem to someone, but when it comes to myself, it becomes difficult. And that's where it is said the sadhaka should become introvert. The sadhaka should pay attention to aham vritti and recognize that within this aham vritti there is adhyasa. In Shruti Sar Samudharanam, Totakacharya ji explains in this way that in aham vritti there is superimposition. So first I should let go of dwelling on idam vritti, objective thoughts, means the world part, and come to only I thought. Then within I thought there is Atma and Anatma, and that Anatma part is mithya, means ahankara, then buddhi, mind, prana, sense organs, physical body, all of that. But to come to that, I should be avritta chakshuhu. I should be able to dwell on this aham vritti seriously, significantly. Otherwise, I will not be able to recognize mithyatva of ahankara. And then this problem that I am not ekarasa, I am not avibhakta, I am not ajara, amala, this will persist because the erroneous notions will continue. That is what is called viparita bhavana. Here it is given. Sa viparita nyaptihi viparita vibhavyate. Because of viparita bhavana, it is understood otherwise, in different way than the way it is. In this way, it is understood. So it is upadhi which creates these doshas. And that adhyasa is mithya superimposing itself on satyam, and their attributes are exchanged. In this way, this shloka 15 is complete. Here we will pause. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. ओम शांति शांति शांति।